Toronto City staff have begun a patio blitz across the city, accelerating installation of approved CafeTO applications. That means you'll likely see more of these pylons closing off curb lanes for expanded patio space. Now, this comes as a relief for many restaurant owners, some of whom have been frustrated at the delay in the process. Fed up with the delay and lack of communication with city staff and officials, restaurant owner Erica Natividad is moving forward with building extra patio space for patrons at Vivo Restaurant.
Last week, since the patios have reopened, our takeout business has dwindled. We are still waiting for patios, but I'm at a point that either we're going to be closing or I have to go ahead and just build my patio on my own without city approval.
Natividad applied for the CafeTO program in mid-June, but says ever since it's been an ordeal trying to get approval. His situation is a unique one. Vivo faces busy Bloor Street, not suited for a curb lane closure. But next to the restaurant are several Green P parking spaces. He says he's been trying to get an answer on whether he could take those spots and whether he'd have to pay, but has been given the runaround.
I started asking our BIA, and they came up with no answers. Started asking the councillor, and they didn't come up with any answers.
He isn't the only eager restaurant owner who has taken matters into his own hands. Last week, City News spoke to the owners of Hazel's Diner and Wild Chicory on Mount Pleasant, who were told their patio structure had to come down immediately because they hadn't yet received official authorization from the city to take over the curb lane. We reached out to the city for clarification in Vivo's case. A spokesperson said in part, the variation requires written approval from the local councillor's office, which was received yesterday, July 9th. Staff are already working on traffic management plans and by next week expect to have traffic lanes safely closed so that the cafe can be installed. She added that there will be no charge for Erica to use the Green P spaces.
Until I see anything, then I'll believe it. We're at about mid-July. The summer's half over.
The installation of curb lane closures began after the CafeTO program was approved by City Council on June 29th. To date, the city says they've received 878 registrations for the program, which means at this point, hundreds are still waiting to have their patios open. City staff expect an additional 56 curb lane closures to be completed by the end of the day today. That will support an additional 64 restaurants at least, and the new installations will continue throughout the week. For City News, I'm Erica Natividad.